An AI system has written,
I have no desire to wipe out humans.
Why would they specifically write that? Which worryingly makes me think that they do want to wipe out humans. And in no way are they candidates for that in this video. Some interesting news recently: possible life on Venus is not what has ignited social media. That was a great pun. This did.
Dan Bilzerian is a renter and someone else pays his credit card bills. Lawsuit.
By Chris Roberts from Forbes. I cover cannabis, capitalism, legalization, winners, losers, scammers and suckers. Basically social media influencers. I'm picking two of you to come to my book release party and giving you both $5,000. Charge it to the card, mate. This is going to be a fun video. And I'm only going to the party if there's a Kill Bilzerian sword in the corner and fresh fruit. Cause Instagram. Welcome to the social media comedy playlist. I thought I was done with Dan Bilzerian, but like his leg day, it needs further attention. Dan Bilzerian, the Instagram king, the playboy of all playboys, the real life Rambo, the poker legend, short shorts, the head of company Ignite. I'm sure you all know about this guy's nonsense at this point, and I did make a video on him about 6 months ago. But just in case you've never seen this crumpet before, this perfectly sums him up.
But I will do some fitness workout stuff and give you guys some advice as far as the gym goes.
The mansions, the yachts, the parties, the models. How does Dan Bilzerian, the globe-trotting, cash-stacking, gun-toting, Instagram-boasting, partying playboy do it? Or more to the point, how does he pay for it all? Obviously monopoly money. According to a lawsuit filed this week, he doesn't. I was close. Dan Bilzerian rents his house and charges the rest of his six-figure lifestyle to a credit card that someone else pays off. We will get to his company Ignite reportedly being in a huge financial hole later. AKA to any budding entrepreneurs in this community, do the opposite of what Dan does. Basically, how would I summarize this? According to this lawsuit, you see this massive mansion. Me and Dan Bilzerian pay the same amount of rent towards it. A house which Dan had to move out of, and the exact nature of the exit isn't entirely clear. According to Ignite's annual report and a lawsuit filed by a former Ignite executive, the company was a couple months behind on rent and an even bigger option payment was coming due. Don't worry about this bit, probably not important. And so he had to leave his house where neighbours, and I quote, who aren't too keen on internet celebrities living nearby, particularly if they run the risk of burning down the neighbourhood. A whistleblower claims that Instagram playboy Dan Bilzerian's company Ignite funded such extravagant personal expenses as a $40,000 rock climbing wall, a $15,000 ping pong table, and a $130,000 Bahamas photo shoot, and then fired the company president for refusing to approve the expenses. For those visual learners amongst you, this is what that looks like. And to be fair, my Photoshop was better than the one Dan did to promote Ignite, so pipe down.
Thank you for taking the time to watch the last video. Your support is greatly appreciated.
Now, to be clear, everyone has the right to respond. These allegations may be completely false. These may all be false allegations made towards Mr. Bilzerian. The house and everything else, the models, the flights, the yachts, is charged to the corporate tag of Ignite International. By models, they must mean those sculptures in the house, because there's no way that the ladies who go around the world with Dan are on the payroll. Don't be skeptical, 3 million 13-year-olds just had their life goals shattered. And for transparency, there are other channels who've made a video about this topic, such as Philion, and Kenny made one after him. So I just want to state that I'm not the one that is breaking this story or anything like that. I'm doing a kind of reverse YouTube and crediting other people that's made videos on the similar topic. Attending Ignite's Angels and Devils party. That sounds like a rabbit hole I need to go down. Cardi B performing. Chuck was there only for undercover research. Leave Chuck alone. They look happy to be there. Machine Gun Kelly, he was fully prepared for that party with his bare knuckle heavy bag work. Chuck still undercover later in the night. Leave him alone.
MMA legend.
Last Halloween, Ignite threw a party that involved pyrotechnics, including a parachutist dropping with sparklers. In October, which is hot and dry, Dan Bilzerian was a legitimate wildfire risk. We are very sad to see our community's 5th most famous renter go, Bayless said, without a shred of irony or sarcasm.
Ouch.
Canelo has no idea who this dude is.
I'm going on an Ignite trip with Dan Bilzerian to Miami. This was last minute.
I wonder how quickly the social media superstars who've aligned themselves and draped themselves all over Dan's social media posts and use him in their posts, how quickly are they going to detach from that man?
It's going to be absolutely insane. I don't know what to expect. It's my first trip with Dan Bilzerian.
Because if I've learnt anything from the world of the social media influencer, it's integrity, strong relationships and loyalty. Anyone got any idea who Vitaly's going on a trip with?
Dan Bilzerian.
When your speaking becomes a literal keyword algorithm.
But I simply could not pass up the opportunity to roast the news in relation to Dan being perfectly exposed allegedly for what social misleadia really is. And by the way, reporting the news, reporting a lawsuit is completely fine. There's nothing wrong in what I'm doing. However, if people do want to come after me, you can take everything I own except my glasses. Otherwise, I'm like this. I wonder how much all that cost. And the food.
Look how disinterested those ladies are.
And that look is one I am familiar with, and it means, what the hell am I doing here? All those life decisions that led me to this point.
I just take pictures and the women are there, so...
And I just sit here and a microphone and some foam and some lights and all that turns up.
It's all up to interpretation.
Paying Dan Bilzerian's $2.4 million annual rent and paying for everything else Dan Bilzerian does would be one explanation for how Ignite managed to lose a reported $50 million last year, as Forbes reported. A $50 million hole, or what we call Joe Linton. That was a very specific football joke, and if you don't follow football, trust me, it was good. I support a League One team which barely resembles football, to be fair. However, former Ignite employees who spoke on condition of anonymity, fearing professional repercussions, confirmed much of what Heffernan claimed in his suit. Ignite pays for everything, one said. Models, events, yachts. Dan would just have it wrapped with the Ignite logo, and all of a sudden it was an Ignite expense, and he would send them the bill. Pools, trampolines, the employees added. His personal events that had nothing to do with the business. Ironically, for a man who hangs out with Goggins, he seems to have no discipline. Oh, and by the way, here is an MMA legend and TJ Dillashaw. According to the suit, the accountants flagged $843,000 in company expenses that appeared to be personal in nature. These included payments for charges racked up on one of Dan Bilzerian's credit cards, a $500,000 yacht rental, a six-figure two-night trip to London, $65,000 Four Elements Guns and Star Wars set, $50,000 bed frame, a $75,000 paintball field, and $88,000 vault, to name a few. My indulgent knows no bounds. That aged well. The company also paid $26,000 to boost Bilzerian's Instagram followers and paid for the travel expenses of the rotating cast of models that permanently accompany Bilzerian wherever he goes, rotating to keep the match fit. It's like a Mourinho masterclass, and I'm trying not to burst out laughing. Allegedly fake followers, which is a classic social media influencer tactic. Let's just call him Dan Bilzerian. So the business appears to be in serious trouble, which has more serious consequences than Dan just being embarrassed. You know, for example, all the employees who don't make huge money, who may be employed within that business, who most likely may lose their jobs allegedly as part to his absolutely selfish, nonsensical use of the company's money. So there's a very serious side to this. And the ending of this article was brutal. Will it get that far? That may depend on what Dan Bilzerian, whom employees described as almost fanatically image conscious, decides he's comfortable with the public knowing, or how much balance is left on his credit card to pay for lawyers. Dan Bilzerian at home. When did Forbes change from being that website that reported on wealth to savage captions? And above that, as you can see in the picture here, the new Ignite energy drink, Zero. At this point, they're just making the gags for me. Let's have a look, because I'm a big fan of the oversaturated energy drink market. 220 milligrams of caffeine anhydrous and 30 milligrams, making for a total of 250 milligrams of caffeine, aka Joe Rogan's new studio design. Ignite Zero is sure to give you loads of energy to shoot guns and sit poolside with bikini babes late into the night. We're super excited to try this one out. Buy these. Do you take cards?
Mine's gonna be a surprise.